And hello, one and all, and welcome to this special video topic. This is just something I want to throw out there, and I want to get some discussion going down below in the comments section. As you can see in the video topic above, I am posing the question, why do you like fill in the blank more than Raw? I want to get your thoughts and opinions about why you like a wrestling show such as an NXT, a Lucha Underground, a Ring of Honor, a New Japan Pro Wrestling, just to name a few. And I'm just curious why you enjoy that show more than Raw on a weekly basis. Because as we all know, Raw has been inconsistent now for a while now, both Raw and SmackDown, but Raw is the flagship show for WWE. And I just feel like as we head into 2016, we're still seeing the same problems persist that we've seen for a number of years now, and we're hardly seeing any change, and that's due to the man that's running the show, Vince McMahon. The buck stops with him. So what we are seeing is his vision. However, is that resonating with a mass audience? Clearly it's not, because ratings are down. So in this video, I'm going to give an example for myself. Why do I like NXT more than Raw? And if you could down below list 5 reasons why you like your particular wrestling show more than watching Raw. So here are 5 reasons for why I like watching NXT over Raw on a weekly basis. Number 5, the way that NXT as a brand builds up to their takeover pay-per-view specials is done in a much more just an overall more organic and simplified nature compared to the main roster. On the main roster, we have a series of 12 pay-per-views, and I mean, besides the Rumble and Mania and SummerSlam, the rest just feel like B shows. They don't really feel special because of the way that they're built to. You see the same matches over and over again, on episodes of Raw and SmackDown, and by the time you get to the pay-per-view, they don't feel that special. However, on NXT, the opposite can be said. You don't see a match like Samoa Joe versus Finn Balor until that takeover special. You didn't see Bayley versus Nia Jax or Bayley versus Sasha Banks till those takeover specials. And therefore, it led to those matches being, they felt fresher. You were more excited to see them. You didn't have the wrestler's touch. And then, it made you salivate. It made you want to see that match that much more. So that is my number 5 reason. My number 4 reason is there is a more well-balanced tag team division, women's division clearly, and a men's singles division. Each division allows these wrestlers the opportunity to shine. We have the NXT tag team division with teams like the Vaudevillains and, Jason Jordan and Chad Gable, Dash and Dawson, Enzo and Cass, the Hype Bros, the list goes on and on. There's a lot of good teams on NXT that are hungry for that, to grab that brass ring, quote unquote. And with the women's division, you have Bayley, you have Nia Jax, you have Dana Brooke, you have Asuka, Emma, and it's just like they're bringing these women in, they're developing them, they're giving them the time, they're allowing them to go into that main event, the main event shows, and you have that opportunity to succeed. So they're doing a good job with that. And in the men's division, with the NXT Heavyweight Championship. There's guys getting opportunities left and right. Apollo Crews, Baron Corbin, Samoa Joe, Sami Zayn, Finn Balor as champion. The list goes on. So I just like the way that the divisions are structured. There is a clear, a scale. People can rise throughout the ranks. Whereas on the main roster, you have a lot of guys that just feel like they are, quote unquote, mid-card for life. That they don't really get an opportunity to succeed. They're held at a certain level, they're viewed at a certain level, such as a guy like Dolph Ziggler, perfect example, where he could, if he was given an opportunity, maybe make something out of that run. But however, the way he's viewed by management, they view him as, quote unquote, I heard the rumor was they didn't trust him because he was injury prone. So therefore, they don't really give him much of an opportunity. The 50-50 booking doesn't help. Therefore, you do that to a lot of guys on the roster. And, not everybody can make it to the main event, but how are you not going to know with some guys if you don't even try? And I feel like they're not trying with a lot of guys on the main roster. So that is another difference that the reason that I enjoy NXT more than Raw. Number 3, this is obvious. NXT is a 1-hour weekly show compared to Raw, which is 3 hours. And that 3-hour format, it can really make what could be a good show into a not so good show, and a not so good show into a really bad show. So I feel like just the 3 hours, it makes pay-per-views themselves feel less special, and it just makes audience retention that much more difficult. So the flow of NXT, it's a 1-hour show, it goes by like that, and then you're already hooked. I want more. It makes you want more, not less. Raw, the opposite can be said. It's like, I've seen too much, therefore don't know if I really want to watch next week's, because 3 hours, sometimes it goes 3 hours and 15 minutes, which is longer than some pay-per-views, so just makes you think about that. It's like, really? Yeah, it really is longer than pay-per-views sometimes, so that's a head-scratcher. 3 hours is definitely one of the biggest issues that Raw as a whole faces, and I feel they would be much better served if they would go back to 2 hours. However, I don't see them doing that because money talks. That is my number 3 reason. Number 2 reason, as I stated before, the storyline progression in NXT, the way that they tell storylines, the way that they are connected with Bayley's journey to the NXT Championship, telling the story between Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, their friendship, and it was a bitter-turned rivalry when Owens snapped and turned on Sami. Or Samoa Joe and Finn Balor, when Samoa Joe finally had enough. He didn't get his shot at the NXT Championship, and then just went berserk, apeshit, turned heel on Balor. You get these good stories told on NXT. They feel organic, they feel more real, you feel more connected to the characters themselves because they build them up well. On the main roster, I find it tough to get invested into a lot of these storylines, or lack thereof. Sometimes, there's really not a storyline. These guys are fighting for no reason whatsoever, and then you expect me to care how? It's tough to, unless you need a reason to care. You need to make sure that wins and losses do matter. And I wish if we could get more of that on the main roster, then we could start to turn things around. But until that happens, WWE on the main roster needs to put a conscious effort to telling good storylines with continuity. Do not insult your audience, because you're a TV show, so you want to have continuity, between episode after episode after episode. It's just like any other show. You wouldn't just forget about the events of the previous week because you don't want your audience to remember that. That wouldn't make sense, and that would feel like you're insulting your audience. So therefore, if we saw more of that on Raw, I feel like it would help, with the show overall. So that's my number 2 reason. Finally, my number 1 reason is, more developed characters. On NXT, you have people like Bayley, Finn Balor, Samoa Joe, Baron Corbin, Apollo Crews, Enzo Amore, Big Cass, Dash and Dawson, Jason Jordan and Chad Gable. The list goes on and on and on. You have all these great characters, all these great wrestlers. They each have a unique personality. Nia Jax, Dana Brooke, Emma, Asuka. I could go on forever. Hideo Itami, and the list is so forth. On the main roster, I feel like a lot of these guys, they don't really get the opportunity to express their characters. They're kind of, they just don't get that opportunity, and therefore you don't really know a lot about them. But if you would give them that opportunity, you could make that connection with the audience and help them to get over. So that is, my number 1 reason. I mean, they're in no particular order. These are just the 5 reasons for why I like NXT more than Raw on a weekly basis. But feel free to comment down below to this video topic, this fill in the blank. I want to know what you guys, what products you enjoy watching more so than Raw on a weekly basis. Or if you enjoy Raw, that's okay. You're allowed to. Feel free to disagree down below and let me know why you like Raw to watch it on a weekly basis. So yeah, just wanted to get this video out there to get some discussion going. That's what this channel is all about. And hopefully we can get some feedback down in the comments section. I'll try to reply to all your comments. So, yep, that is that. This is a special video topic. Thank you all for watching. Thank you to all my new subs, my existing subs. And if you like what you see, please click that like and subscribe button for more video content. This coming Monday, stay tuned for my live Monday Night Raw review. Will be at 11:10 Eastern Time. So come on over to the channel, and you'll get my full thoughts and opinions on Raw. I'll have a couple special friends over for that sometime next week as well. Stay tuned for my Royal Rumble preview and predictions video. So that should be sometime next week. And of course, I will have my Royal Rumble review hopefully going to go live with that, and there will be live reactions for the Royal Rumble match. So a lot of content coming up. And what can I say? Let's hope the Royal Rumble is good this year. So with that, thank you for watching. I am out. Have a good day. Peace.